Alright, hey everybody. This one's not that big of a deal, but I still want to talk about it because it's just like super weird. Saw the title. However, I'm not exactly sure if gay is the right word. Well, okay. It is gay in a sense, but you know, whatever, I'll explain it later in the video. So in my usual videos on this channel, I usually talk about things that I've either grown out of or am still dealing with. But this one, oh, it's new and improved, baby. It just popped up out of nowhere, like out of thin air practically. This isn't something that I've had since I was like a little kid or whatever. It just popped up out of nowhere. So yeah, this is weird. It didn't used to happen to me, but it started out of nowhere. So once I lost a bunch of weight back in high school, I mentioned in a few of my other videos, when I was in high school, I was a freaking fatso. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like I was overweight, okay? I was overweight and, you know, big freaking deal, right? But, you know, eventually I lost weight and I recovered my certified twink status. And then I started noticing something a bit new and improved, as I mentioned before. Now you see, back in the day when I was in my old body, right? Whenever I got hungry, I felt exactly the same as I normally did. I didn't really have any mood swings. I didn't really feel fatigued or anything like that. I just, you know, my stomach rumbled, essentially, right? Now, though, it's completely, totally different. How so? It's hard to explain exactly, but I'm gonna, like, try to bear with me, okay? Like, here we go. So, nowadays, now that I'm super skinny and everything, something changed, and now whenever I'm hungry, my, like, entire personality just switches up. And I don't mean that in the sense that like I'm getting mood swings, like I'm hangry or cranky or something like that. No, it's just different, okay? I mean, let me just go down the list of like weird things that happen to me whenever I'm hungry. Like for instance, number one, my voice literally changes. It goes up an octave. And also, I have like a much more, I don't know how to say it, maybe like a feminine cadence. I sound freaking gay. I don't know, I don't really know what I'm trying to say here. I sound freaking gay, okay? Or fruity, or, you know, whatever it might be. I also talk a lot quieter. I have a much more, like, just generally softer voice and everything, and it's interesting, right? Additionally, I also adopt a softer personality. So, like, for instance, I might be a little bit different whenever I'm around, like, my friends or something like that. I get a lot more submissive and clingy. That's That's an interesting way to put it, but I don't really have any other words I can use to describe it. Now, here's the big one, though. Okay, and this is why I made the title like that, why I used the word gay to begin with. I get the urge, the primal urge to get physical with my male friends. The horror. I know, it sounds absolutely terrifying, but it's strange, right? I don't know. I get the urge to get physical with my friends more so than usual, right? In fact, I'd go as far as to say that in those instances, in those circumstances where I'm hungry and everything, and I start to develop this sort of weird personality, I actually find that I prefer to get physical with guys. Okay, not in the sexual way. I'm saying physical. I'm getting physical with men. No, hold on. I don't mean that to mean like it's a sexual like way. I just mean like, you know, it's like unironically, I low-key just really want to like crawl into my homeboy's lap and like snuggle him to death. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, maybe to society that's gay, right? But I mean, there's no sort of like sexual thing going on. I don't know why I use that terminology. I don't really know. But okay, it's fine, whatever. Whenever this does happen though, whenever I do have these urges, I never actually like act on these urges. I don't know why I'm saying like that, and like I'm Dexter or something. I have a dark passenger, you know, the Bay Harbor homeboy cuddler or something. I don't freaking know, man. But you know, I mean, yeah, I never act on these urges or anything like that. And you know, I don't mean to say that this is like a bad thing or anything. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with being gay. I don't think I would like immediately start hating myself if I were gay. It's nothing like that. It's just, you know, it's just like a weird thing though, because I mean, obviously none of my people know that like I experience this or whatever, so I kind of just keep it to myself, and I don't want to weird people out. And I think that's reasonable, right? I don't think that's a weird thing. You know, obviously, like, there's boundaries and stuff within your friendships. You don't just want to randomly start, like, hugging people to death or something. You know, that's weird. So, in a way, I kind of have to, like, mask this and stuff like that. You know, even, like, that personality and whatever. I really, really, really try to just, like, avoid talking to people whenever I'm hungry, because I know that I'm going to sound like a freaking femboy twink, and I don't exactly want people to point it out. That's really it. it. But like, yeah, whatever. I don't think that gay is the proper term to use for this because it's not really like a sexual thing. It's not really rooted in attraction or anything. It's just whatever. I'm not gay, okay? Right? I actually had a little bit of an encounter with this a little while back. I texted a friend of mine and I told him, like, dude, like, I'd really like to talk to you right now and everything, but like, I'm low-key so hungry and I'm like getting like freaking twinkified right now. And he's like, what the heck are you freaking talking about? And it's so, you know, I'm saying this to him thinking like this is like a normal experience that everybody goes through, but no, it might just be a me thing. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, if this happens to you too. I don't really know, but yeah, it's a really, really strange thing. You know, I tried to open up about it like one time with somebody, and he thought I was insane, and I tried to explain it to him a little bit, but he was like, "Bro, that's like freaking weird, and you're like a freaking homosexual." So yeah, man, you gotta get yourself some friends who will really like hear you out on that sort of stuff and give you some words of encouragement, you know, maybe even call you by a really, really fun name that may or may not start with an F. That's always fun, right? Right now in this current moment, I'm currently pretty well fed. I ate dinner, a really, really nice dinner. I had half of a Little Caesars pizza all by myself, and also crazy bread. It was freaking immaculate. That's besides the point. So currently I'm not in the gay fugue state or whatever you want to call it, okay? However, when it does happen, it's so weird, bro. It feels like I'm a completely different person, you know? Like, I don't know, I just like feel so much more affectionate and loving and, I mean, obviously physical. It's like, I don't know, it's interesting. And you know, I think in a different way too. I tend to think a lot more with like, I don't know, like other people in mind and stuff like that. More considerate, I guess. I don't know, dude. It's like, I just want to like lay in bed and cuddle with dudes, man. Okay. That sounded weird. You know, sometimes girls too, but, you know, mostly guys for some reason, okay? No idea why. Seriously, honestly, no idea what this happens at all. Not the slightest idea. Normally, I'm not really like this. You know, I don't normally feel like, you know, I'm just like want to be all over my friends or whatever. And I don't feel like I just like really want to like be with someone in bed or whatever. I just like, I don't know. It just like a switch just flips in my brain. And then all of a sudden I have this super weird like state that I get into where I just really, really want to cuddle with a guy, man. Oh my gosh, I sound like such a freaking weirdo saying that. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, whatever. Anyways, I feel like I usually have some sort of like theory for this sort of stuff, but honestly, I'm not sure at all. I kind of just like made this video thinking like, oh yeah, this is like an interesting topic, you know? Hey, whenever I don't eat, I low-key turn into a freaking femboy twink. It's like, okay, really freaking cool, man. Anything else you'd like to share? I guess my best guess is that, you know, back then when I was overweight, I had a bit of like extra fat reserves or whatever to effectively keep my secret gay alter ego at bay or something. So essentially, whenever I got hungry, there was always like something from my body to kind of go off or something, and that would like prevent me from getting into that sort of like mood swing state or something or not really a mood swing state, but like, you know, my weird alter ego thing. I don't really know. Gato Finglo. I don't freaking know, man. Seriously, like, no idea what's wrong with me. But yeah, I'm kind of like ranting a little bit about this stuff, so I'm going to try to wrap it up. Do I have a moral of this story? Well, honestly, I don't. I don't know. If you're hungry, maybe you should consider like snuggling up in bed with your guy friends, you know, just purely platonically, of course, you know, nothing weird about that, you know? It's like sometimes you just feel lonely and you just want to touch somebody. Do you get what I mean? Not in a creepy way, but it's just, you know, sometimes you feel like you need some physical touch, you know? And maybe it's like whenever I'm hungry or something, I just kind of realize that I have a hunger for other things, you know, like physical touch and dudes apparently. I don't freaking know. But yeah, whatever. Thanks very, very much for listening to me ranting about this. Again, I would like to mention that I do have a Discord server if you're down to join. It is growing incredibly rapidly, and honestly, that is terrifying. I don't really know what to think about it. There's Gato Fingal fan art of me, and I'm going to put it on the freaking screen so you can see some of it. It's freaking awesome, man. But it's like also terrifying because what the heck, man? I'm just some freaking dude and people are drawing pictures of me. It's so strange and it's so scary and it worries me, but it's like whatever. Okay, we're gonna get through this one, man. But yeah, thanks very much for tuning in, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!